I'd say one of the most important moments occurred after I left a film that I'd really liked with my husband, and we'd just gotten in the car, we're heading home, and I realized that I did not know the name of the film. And I was stunned and I was a little embarrassed.
So, what was causing it? What are the possible causes, and how do you fix it? She has written a book called Carved in Sand, When Attention Fails and Memory Fades in Midlife, and joins us once again. It's great to have you back with us.
Good morning.
I want to get right to what you examine as some of the enemies of recall for people in middle life, because there are a couple of centers of the brain that have a lot to do with language and with memory. And you go through and you say, here are their enemies: anxiety, which is distracting, stress and long-term stress, which of course floods the brain with chemicals, and depression, which can surround these centers of the brain. And each of these things has to be examined as a possible cause, but each of them also can be related to something else, which is sleeplessness. Insomnia, a big problem for memory.
Insomnia is a huge problem, and actually we can expand that to talk about sleep deprivation, because you have to understand that sometimes sleep deprivation is volitional. There are people who are burning the candle at both ends quite intentionally.
No.
We don't know anyone like that, but this does happen, and the brain needs sleep. It needs to go through several full sleep cycles in order to consolidate the information that has been brought in the day before. There's almost as if there's a house cleaning process going on in there. Some is gotten rid of and some is maintained.
All right. You are, as we said, an investigative journalist, and you said about tackling the problem of fixing it if you can, pumping up that memory center of the brain. You looked at medications. I'm going to run through them and you tell me the effects and sort of give me a sentence about each. Adderall, which is given to people with attention deficit disorder. Work, not work?
Well, it's given to children with attention deficit disorders, and it can be effective in them. And I thought, well, after I got a prescription for it, I would give it a shot. Basically, I found that it did work. My working memory improved quite a bit. My word recall was much better. I was paying attention to some very strange things, like the power button on my computer was very fascinating to me.
I see. So sometimes you can veer off.
I kind of went off the deep end there a little bit.
What about, I can't pronounce this, modafinil? It's Provigil, which they've been given to pilots to keep them away.
That's right. It has been tested pretty extensively by the U.S. military and also major studies in Great Britain.
Work for you?
It works very, very well. It works extremely well. The side effects for me, which does not mean for everyone, are minimal, and it certainly elevates attention.
And for these kinds of memory problems, Aricept, which we hear about for early Alzheimer's, would Aricept help if you just have middle-age problems?
There are studies that show that Aricept can be given prophylactically in order to escalate to boost memory as a cognitive enhancer. In fact, that is definitely off-label for Aricept.
So there's no proven side effect? No, they don't know what the long-term use would be?
We don't know, and also Aricept often has some side effects of nausea, etc.
Quick word about vitamins, ginkgo biloba, those. Just take one a day, good, healthy vitamin, you said. You started doing that?
Well, I certainly started that way, but I went to see a MD who specializes in treating for brain nutrition, and he helped find me a customized plan. And so I took alpha-lipoic acid, I took omega-3s, phosphatidylserine, little DHA.
We'll never remember those, Well,
they're all
go
in my
online,
book.
everybody, and go in the book too if you want to see those. But I got to ask you about another big discovery. You said the crossword puzzle's fine, working the computer fine. That's not what is going to keep your brain really acute. It is a combination of memory retention and motor skill, namely exercise that involves memory, like salsa dancing?
Absolutely. Well, I took up salsa dancing. I had read a study by Joe Verghese, who's a scientist who looks at this quite a lot, and he had said that ballroom dancing was one of the very best things that you could do for your brain. And I understood why, because it's a combination of memorizing the steps, of working with your partner, of not crashing into everyone else on the dance floor, and also listening to the music, keeping the rhythm. There's a great deal of social interaction involved, and that makes it very, very valuable.
So lots of centers of the brain are at work, and your memory's good now?
I'd say my memory is a whole lot better, yes.
Wow, this story. It is carved in sand. It's on our website if you want to read more.